Here's the thing. I'll give you the dollar. I just need a quarter.
Buy something. 24 cents to change. Have a nice day.
You have one saved message. To hear your saved messages, press 7.
I got it.
Lindsay, it's Teresa Wu. I was hoping you could meet me at Gear Street Newsstand, 8 a.m. I know we're not exactly friends, but it's important. Thanks, Lindsay. See you in the morning.
I'm here. Where are you?
At the moment in my kitchen making coffee.
Tom.
You still recognize my voice?
We were married once.
Lindsay! Liz, are you okay? Lindsay! Liz, are you okay?
Teresa Wu just fell on my car. I want to know if the blood spatter is impact or cast off. Shoe prints, get them before the wind does.
You got it, Inspector.
Welcome to our day off.
Yeah, like you know what to do with a few free hours.
For your information, I had plans. I was going to go for a run, and I was going to clean my apartment. Shut up.
No, instead, we decided to meet up with a reporter. Look where it got you.
Look where it got her.
Will, tell dispatch medical examiner wants a tow truck. And I have to haul in the whole kit and caboodle.
Hi, Sammy.
Deputy D.A. Bernhardt.
It's really Teresa Wu.
A sad day for San Francisco. Inspector Boxer said you might need this.
Thank you. Thanks.
We're not going to be at a loss for suspects. Teresa Wu, God bless her, bashed or exposed half of San Francisco for sex or corruption or...
Sexual corruption. Just won, what, 6 Pulitzers for the Register in the past 10 years?
So wait a minute, you were standing there on the street and crash.
I was at that exact moment talking to Tom. He called.
Tom called.
What did he say?
Have you called him back?
Teresa Wu fell.
But why would Tom call you?
Our 2-year divorce anniversary is Sunday. Maybe it was a nostalgia thing.
And maybe he misses you.
What I'm trying to figure out is, Teresa's message said to meet her in front of the newsstand, so why was she on the roof?
To make sure she wasn't followed, she was super secretive.
So the question is, who was making Teresa so afraid that she was desperate enough to call me? Obvious place to start is with the subjects of her exposés.
If anyone was mad enough to take her to court, maybe they were mad enough to kill her. I'll find out if there was any pending litigation.
I'll get her back to the morgue. Hopefully she managed to pick up some DNA evidence in the back and forth.
I'll grab Jacoby, see if anything turns up at her apartment.
And you're gonna call Tom back.
Yeah, totally.
Teresa Wu's address book is a dead end. Oh, you got anything?
No. Some receipts, paid bills, mostly dog-related. You know, I'm starting to get why Teresa called me. She didn't have anyone else.
The woman was obsessed with her job. The address book doesn't even have an in case of an emergency contact. At least you have a couple of human friends.
I'm not going to miss you, you know. When you get your promotion, and I get a shiny new partner. Young, handsome, 2 good knees.
If I get the lieutenant spot, I'll make sure you get plenty of me from behind my shiny new boss man desk.
You know what there's any sign of? A computer.
Teresa was old school. Everything by hand. Always carrying around those ratty old notebooks.
Yeah, well, where are they? She didn't bring them to the meeting.
They could be back at her office. Well, let's hit the road. I got years of newspaper exposés to weed through. What? Oh, hell no.
But what? She likes
said call the dog pound.
It's just a little stroll. I can't take her into the morgue. What if she eats some evidence?
Come on, Jill, it's just a key.
It's moving in. Whole can of worms. Can't we just be in love and happy and have lots of sex?
Oh, we can do that too.
Didn't we decide you weren't going to come by my office?
You know what? I just signed a lease. Landlord gave me 2 sets of keys, and I'm off for a 24-hour shift at the hospital. So I broke the rules.
Giving my boss further ammunition for hating me should she decide to drop in.
Yeah, she'd hate it if she were to see us, you know, like this.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Hey, Claire's got, whoops.
Oh, hey, Linz.
Hi.
Hi. So, I'm going to leave this right here, okay? No pressure. But come on, move in with me. Yeah.
Guess who's moving in with the boy?
Considering moving in, where... God.
Well, given your usual terrible taste in men, this is good news. I actually don't hate Luke.
What do you know?
Time of death, no mystery there. Cause, if the fall hadn't gotten her, the gunshots would have. 3 of them, all to the torso.
What about DNA?
Not looking promising.
Just came from her apartment. Screams lonely workaholic.
Speaking of, did you call Tom back?
I'll give you workaholic. Lonely? Don't think so.
Yeah, inappropriate.
Yikes.
Well, not your mama's bikini wax.
Maintenance like that, she was definitely sleeping with somebody.
Well, there was no man stuff at her apartment, no extra toothbrush. Only one towel on the rack.
So whoever she was seeing, it must have been new.
Her secret.
Men? No. No men, no friends, just work. And I have no idea what she was working on. Never had any idea until she was ready to publish. But I guarantee you it was incendiary and honest. See, that's how much Teresa trusted me. Now I've got to call a damn locksmith.
Don't you need a warrant for that? Cindy Thomas, Metro Desk. There's nothing in there anyway.
And you know that how?
Common knowledge. Teresa never left anything in the office. Plus, I picked it already. It's empty.
You were a friend?
Yeah. No, colleague, I guess. Well, admirer, mostly. Teresa was sort of a mentor from afar. We didn't really talk, actually. She did say nice work to me once. Do you know who did this to her?
Do you know anything about her personal life?
She had one? Oh, okay. Boss, I gotta go.
I'm gonna have some people come over and go through Teresa's computer.
Well, they won't find anything. It's all in her notebooks.
Do you know where they are?
No, but listen, if by some miracle you find them, I see them first. Technically, they're the property of the San Francisco Register.
Technically, they're evidence in a murder investigation. Thank you. Okay, Teresa, those notebooks are in here somewhere. Freeze, please.
Hi. Again.
Put the bag down.
I was gonna give them to you. I just wanted to read them
Now.
first. Really? You don't have to do that.
You don't have to break and enter.
I didn't. Seriously, I told the super that I was Teresa's sister. The adopted sister.
Where were they?
Sweater drawer.
I checked that this morning.
No, it was a false bottom. Pretty intricate one. She must have had it specially made. And don't feel bad. You would have found it eventually.
Gee, thanks. Now tell me why I shouldn't arrest you for murder?
Because that's crazy. Teresa was like my idol.
Maybe you were angry at her because she didn't pay as much attention to you as you wanted. Maybe you're here to steal her story. That's what you're doing now, right?
Whatever Teresa was researching, she died for it. If the story dies with her, I can't let that happen. And I have an alibi. A whole handful of people saw me at the register this morning. It's, in shorthand, some kind of code. I don't know. Teresa was really paranoid. Is it paranoia if you're right? I mean, clearly, someone was out to get... What?
night trying to decipher these things, only came up with 3 words. You're mad that I went back to the apartment without you.
I'm mad you didn't catch the guy.
No, I'm mad I didn't catch the guy. You're mad that I didn't arrest the reporter. Jacoby, I asked the super. He did let her in.
So far, I've got alibis for every corrupt jerk Teresa Wu exposed in the last 3 years. Leaving her current story, whatever it is, as our best lead.
What about the guy last night? Did my sketch come back yet? I think Martha is depressed. You should...
I am not taking the dog.
You're mad at me about the dog?
That goes upstairs, the new boss's office.
They named the new Lou. It's not you? What idiot did the idiots in charge give it to?
This idiot.
Tom.
I tried to call you 4 times.
I'm gonna need a minute. Jacoby has 22 years on the job. More citations than I can count. He's seasoned. He's grizzled. Do you know how many bad guys you have to catch to get that grizzled?
A lot.
That's right, a lot. What has Tom done?
Other than reorganize a citywide gang task force and that huge drug bust?
Blah, blah, blah. Jacoby deserves to be the new Lou.
Why would Tom take the job? Do you think he's maybe exploring the idea of getting back together? It's possible. Things change.
Well, I care about my job the same amount as I did when we were married. That hasn't changed.
But Tom didn't leave you because you cared about your job. He left because it was all you cared about.
Why are we friends?
Because I always tell you the truth, just like I did when I warned you that whole thing about the kiss me not killer.
Obsession.
I did not say it, but yes, obsession was going to cost you your marriage.
That psycho murdered 2 women. He brutalized them. He sewed their lips shut.
We know, we were there too.
You both gave up. So did Tom.
Yeah, to change the subject, this is why I am not moving in with Luke. Moving in leads to marriage. Marriage leads to ick. Giving the key back.
If it's the right guy, the ick's worth it, trust me.
Miss Bernhardt?
Tom wasn't the right guy. It was a youthful mistake.
That lasted 6 years. 4 of them really happy, if you remember.
And now he's my boss. We're adults. It'll be fine.
5 years ago, Teresa filed a restraining order against Walton James. She kept it active until last year.
Teresa had a stalker. I'm betting he looked a little something like this. Mr. James, open up. It's police. Elevator. He's going to the elevator. Walton James, you are under arrest for pissing me off. Twice.
You have no right. I'm an American citizen. Touch nothing!
Yeah, whatever you say.
This picture is recent. He was still following her. Why the hell would she let the restraining order lapse?
Stupidity. I just figured out how a professional stalker can afford these digs and how he met our victim.
Police brutality strikes again. I remember this.
Now, he was one of the protesters who got their butts kicked at that World Bank to-do, sued the city and got a tidy settlement.
She turned him into a hero for a day.
He turned her into a victim for 5 years.
Yeah. Seems that way, doesn't it?
So what happened, Walton? Teresa finally have enough, so you let her free fall?
I have rights.
His rights don't include murder.
I know how the police operate. You're liars, you're bullies. You want me to believe she's dead, so I'll tell you everything I know.
Walton, it's on the news. It's in all the papers.
Everything we see, everything we hear, it's been manipulated by governments and corporations. That's why Teresa's so special. That's why you were snooping outside of her place.
I was trying to find out why she was killed.
Where'd you send her? Guantanamo?
Teresa is under that sheet, Walton. You ready for this?
It's a replica. Or something. You people are exceptionally well-funded.
No, trust me, we're not.
Walton, Teresa was shot and pushed off a building. Were you there? Do you remember?
Who did this? Who hurt you? No. Teresa? No! No!
Walton, come on.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Teresa.
It's all right.
Emotional battery, trauma, pain, and suffering. Come on.
Hanson North, aren't you supposed to be in court defending a murdering crackhead?
We're on a recess. Meantime, I'm waiting for someone to explain to me why this department tortured Walton James.
Showing him Teresa Wu's body is a long way from the waterboard.
Your client did not believe she was dead. We had to determine whether he'd had a psychotic break.
During which maybe he shoved her off a building.
And
we don't think he did it. But we do think he has information relevant to Teresa's murder.
Well, I can't let you talk to him. Sorry. Should have beaten it out of him when he had the chance.
we understand. Of course, that means I'll have to file against him for assault on a police officer, destruction of federal property. On top of the evading charge, should easily get him a dime in prison. Or he sits down for a friendly rap session. It's up to you.
Okay. But only because I've got to go decimate a traffic cop on the stand.
We should talk.
Yeah, sure, just not now.
Not now, the Lindsay Boxer refrain.
Don't be an ass, Tom.
Don't be an ass. Lieutenant.
God, he is so irritating.
Public defenders can be so sanctimonious. Come here, Tom. Right.
Yeah.
You really think Walton's innocent?
Teresa was scared, but not of him. She let the restraining order lapse. In some of Walton's photos, she's looking directly into the lens. She even kept some of his favorite soda on the fire escape. I think she liked him. You know, he planted her flower box and probably took out her trash. Carried those really heavy water bottles.
Right. It's like a silent, lurking husband.
Sounds almost nice.
Martha. Hey, baby.
I'm sorry you had to see Teresa like that. I know you didn't hurt her. You don't trust me. That's okay. But Teresa did.
Lindsay, it's Teresa Wu. I was hoping you could meet me at Geary Street Newsstand, 8 a.m. I know we're not exactly friends, but it's important. Thanks, Lindsay. See you in the morning.
Teresa started the crime beat the same time that I joined the force. It's the first time I ever saw my name in print. It was in one of her articles. We kind of grew up together. Walton, as much as you cared about her, that's how much I care about catching her killer.
How's she doing?
Lindsay's the best, just like always.
It's not what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Was there someone that she was afraid of? Maybe someone she was doing a story on? Was it her new boyfriend? Do you know who he is?
Someone was following her.
Who?
I don't know her name. But I know her license plate number.
Okay. Martha likes you. Maybe she should go home with you, huh?
Hallelujah.
Crackhead fled out. Boss signed off on manslaughter, 10 to 20 after parole in 5.
Not bad for shooting Grandma in the heart. Why are you here?
Why'd you stop returning my calls?
Walton gave up a license plate number.
It's that too soft for a man ER doctor, isn't it? You should dump him.
I need my desk.
You really like this guy?
I really like this guy.
And dump him before it's too late. I know you like me. Too complicated to commit.
Once again, I ask, why are you here?
You really want to know?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Luke and I are in love. We're moving in together, and you don't know me.
Yeah, I do.
You're more experienced.
Dr. Rain Van Aken. She doesn't look like a murderer.
I'm just saying, the promotion.
Should have been mine, I know. Now, will you stop dragging me and my ego into a situation that's really about you and a much more vital organ?
What are we talking about? My heart.
Her.
The short version is I'm glad Teresa Wu is dead.
Most people don't lead with cartwheels after a murder.
Most murder victims aren't sleeping with my husband. I assume that's why you're here. You connected the affair dots and figured that the crazy, jealous wife offed the intrepid reporter mistress.
Her car was seen following Teresa more than once.
My husband cheats regularly. I feel it's my prerogative to know with whom. I tell them to get lost, and most listen.
And if they don't, you, what, toss them off a roof?
Please. Miles is my third husband. I'm over the drama.
I'm surprised you're not over him.
Miles has his flaws, but he makes me laugh. And he knows his way around the kitchen, and that's more than I can say for the first two.
If you knew our investigation would lead to you and your husband, why didn't you come forward?
I work 80 hours a week running this free clinic, helping the homeless and other people who have no place else to go. Enmeshing myself in all of this just wasn't a priority.
We're gonna need an alibi.
And we'll need to talk to your husband.
Scare the hell out of him. He deserves it.
I'm gonna make a quick stop. Do you want to
Pick up the cheating husband? A pleasure.
I don't talk to reporters.
Yeah, I got that general idea.
But I need to know what was in Teresa's head, okay? Anything about her job, her personal life, and at Teresa's apartment, you seem to think that you could read these.
Probably.
How?
Eidetic memory. I have one of those brains that has a hard time forgetting things. So if I knew it, if I read about it, you know, even if I heard about it once, chances are good it is still in there somewhere. Like, well, say codes or obsolete shorthand.
You read about shorthand?
I read about a lot of things. Shorthand, baseball, Keynesian economics, serial killers. I read all about the Kiss Me Not killer case. And I was thinking, if you ever wanted to reopen the investigation, I would love to assist you.
Here's an FYI. If you write a story containing any information from those notebooks without my go-ahead, I'll arrest you.
For what?
Breaking and entering.
There's nothing.
Obstruction. I'll come up with a list.
Teresa came into my restaurant. We talked. And then she came back, and one thing, as they say, led to another.
Seems like one thing, as they say, leads to another a lot with you.
My wife is married to her work. What am I supposed to do?
So, because you don't get enough attention, everything is your wife's fault. Do you ever think, I don't know, maybe your wife's job is important to her, or you should be a little more understanding?
She's touched at how choked up you are over this whole thing.
Hey, I cared about Teresa, but I was going to end it.
Because she threatened to tell your wife?
No, because she reminded me of my wife. Teresa turned out to be an unromantic, work-obsessed ball-buster. I've already got one of those.
So you took your anger at Rain out on Teresa.
Transference. It's a good theory.
Excuse me, instead of patting yourselves on the back, shouldn't you be out arresting the real killer? Walton James, Teresa Stalker?
Where were you yesterday morning?
Wait. This guy followed her around for 5 years. I mean, we used to have to meet when she knew he wasn't watching because she was afraid that he'd lose it.
Any alibi will do.
I was at my restaurant, and I have a manager, 2 prep cooks, and an entire wait staff will attest to that.
I so want him to be guilty.
Well, he's guilty of lowering the overall standards of San Francisco cuisine. Last I checked, that restaurant he's so proud of got a big fat C from the health department.
Where are we?
I would like a tail from Miles Van Aken to make sure he doesn't try to leave the city.
If I say yes, will you agree to that talk?
I will pencil you in 10 minutes past. A woman is dead.
I'll head over to the so-called restaurant, verify Van Aken's alibi.
I'll approve the tale. But don't get so focused on the jerk husband that you forget the story angle.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Tom.
Thanks for the reminder, Lieutenant.
I need a search warrant for Miles Van Aken's car, restaurant, his house.
Yeah, based on?
I don't like the cheating bastard.
Sweetie, you know I love you like an annoyingly pushy, emotionally stunted sister, but I need probable cause. Linz, I did something bad.
What, you okay?
Yeah. It's just I didn't tell you that Tom asked about you.
Whatever.
Stop pretending you're not still in love with him anytime now. Come on, you haven't even had sex with anyone since he left.
Says who? I could have been secretly whoring around the past 2 years. And besides, I am picky, and I'm busy, and I have to solve a murder now. Hey, it's me. Where are we?
I managed to figure out some keywords in the notebooks. Caboose, elephant man. Still have no idea exactly what they mean.
So we're at another dead end.
I have another idea. I'll let you know if it works.
Walton? Cindy Thomas? From the San Francisco Register? Walton? Hello?
Body's still warm. I'd say TOD is less than 2 hours ago.
This doesn't make any sense.
What is it with that girl in other people's apartments?
I gave her Teresa's notebooks. Because she thought that Walton might be able to make sense out of them, which he doesn't need to know.
Confession. Eunice found it in the bedroom. Walton couldn't handle Teresa having a boyfriend, killed her in a jealous rage.
No, Teresa made sure Walton didn't know about Miles.
Lindsay, case is closed.
It isn't closed.
Yes, it is.
Isn't?
It is.
Damn it, Tom, just let me do my job.
Fine. If, after you do your job, you come into my office, you sit your ass down and we talk, no excuses.
Fine.
You planned that.
Halfway through. It was fun, huh?
Yeah. Hoot and a holler.
How much longer?
With or without you hovering?
Without.
It's just so sad. All Teresa and Walton had was each other, and now... I mean, I get how Walton ended up alone. He was kind of a nut, but Teresa, how does that happen?
You put your head down, you get lost in your career, you wake up 10 years later and you realize that your job doesn't hug back. Teresa chose to be alone, whether she meant to or not.
She was avoiding me, Ick.
Hello. See what happens when no one hovers? Check this out. When you hang yourself, the rope leaves a bruise like this, only this one's pretty faint. Here, he's got a slightly darker bruise, which means that he was strangled and then strung up. And since there's no sign of struggle, I'm guessing he was drugged first.
Hey, the reporter girl's here with a guest.
What is that smell?
Elephant Man. See his necklace? I cracked the code.
So Teresa's story was about you?
Me and a whole bunch of us street dudes.
You're talking about that story she did 5 months ago on that bottom feeder who coerced homeless men to smack each other around on video.
I wasn't involved in all that, but I got to know Teresa. After that, she kept coming around with food and blankets on cold nights.
So she was there 6 weeks ago when Martin fell and he cut his head open. She took him to get treatment at Mission Cross North Hospital. And the thing is, because Martin is homeless, they automatically called the Castro Free Clinic to see if he had medical records there.
Then he wouldn't give me any pain pills. Said that my medical records showed I was already on all kinds of stuff. Thought I was, what they call it?
Drug seeking,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he wasn't. Martin's not on anything. Teresa had his blood tested. It's all in the notebooks.
I never even been to Castro Free Clinic, unless you're counting getting free food off that van they got going around sometimes.
Hi, it's me. Hold on. This is my boyfriend, Luke. He's a doctor over at Mission Cross North. With your permission, he's going to fax over those medical records.
No car, no electricity.
Cough for me?
I got a 0 carbon footprint.
Well, that's it. You're Prince Martin. So, you coming with?
Giving her some space. Meantime, I think I'm gonna take Martin here down to the showers.
Waste all that water?
I'm no internist, but pending blood work and urinalysis, I'd say he'll live to be 102.
So the diabetes, the bad back, the high blood pressure.
Fake. All by Dr. Rain Van Aken.
Which means we've got the wife for fraud and malpractice, but as for the murders, we have nothing that's not circumstantial.
Which makes getting the confession all the more fun.
Do you three have some sort of thing?
We're friends. We share information.
What, like a club?
No.
Not a club. Got it.
It's just gonna be the two of us. It's easier to talk.
Good. Your partner's got issues.
Haven't met a woman yet who doesn't.
He said we were coming down here to talk about Walton James. What's going on?
There have been some new developments in the case.
Look, no one is saying you meant for this thing to happen. You know, girl gets crazy over the affair, situation goes out of control. I understand.
This is ridiculous. I mean, I've had a lot of affairs. I haven't killed them.
Yeah, you've had a lot of affairs. But the others weren't about to expose your wife.
Expose Rain for what? You're nuts.
Oh, that C from the health department. I mean, really dive-bombed your restaurant profits. You needed an influx of cash to keep it afloat.
Yeah. My wife helped. It's not illegal.
Unless she's stealing from the government and submitting false medical claims to do it.
No.
Now, right when your restaurant started to slide, Rain's Clinic instituted a new program for the homeless. Register your vitals, get a square meal. It sounds generous, except Rain uses the information to make fake charge, and then she bills the government for services not rendered.
You can't prove that.
Actually, we can. DA's already signed off on your indictment.
Do a good doctor, no criminal record. You went way out of your box to get the money to save your husband's restaurant. You know what I think? I think you put up with Miles's cheating because you love him.
Oh, and this is interesting. You and Teresa didn't happen to meet. No, Teresa was investigating your wife, but she couldn't get anywhere because Rain's too careful. So, Teresa showed up at your restaurant and made sure one thing, as they say, led to another. She used you to get to Rain's home computer files. It's all in her notebooks. And when you found out, well, you had to kill her. You didn't have a choice.
No.
And that poor sucker Walton, well, you knocked him out, probably with drugs you stole from your wife's office, and you strung him up like a side of beef. Now, we've got a search warrant. We're gonna find the gun.
This isn't fair. You have to stop.
2 people are dead. We can't stop. Someone has to pay.
It's only a matter of time. Now, it's 2 murders, both premeditated. That's special circumstances. It's death penalty, Miles.
Stop. I'll tell you.
Okay, Jacoby, take a breather.
First, I thought it was just another affair. So I followed her, like always. I watched her walk into my house with my husband. She found everything. She would have destroyed our careers, our lives. I had to protect us. It took a few days, but I got a gun. Miles didn't know about any of it.
How did you get Walton to write the confession?
I held a gun to his head, but it didn't work. So I held a gun to the dog's head. He wrote what I want, word for word.
So you stole for him. You killed for him. Ultimately, you confessed for him. If it weren't so utterly evil, it'd almost be poetic. Here's the thing. I don't need to talk.
Because showing up at work to find your ex-husband as your new boss isn't a big deal?
Were you watching me?
Well, good. So good you make me doubt how good I am. Guess I'm gonna have to get used to that all over again.
I don't suppose you ever cheated on me.
You really need an answer?
No.
Look, Linz, we were married. That comes with stuff. Good stuff, bad stuff, but stuff. And we can not talk about it, but it's there.
Works for me.
At least you're predictable.
Okay, the not talking when we were married, that's totally different than the not talking now.
It is.
I avoided the talks back then because, according to Claire, I was scared of being in love with you.
Now?
Well, now I'm not in love with you, so there's simply no need.
Okay. Never mind what I was gonna say. It's irrelevant.
Okay. What's irrelevant?
Just... I'm getting married.
Oh. Is she a cop?
Kindergarten teacher. Her name is Heather.
That's great. That's great. Congratulations. Lieutenant.
Hi, baby.
Dad ordered pizza. So I see. So can I get a kiss?
We're eating.
She wasn't talking to you.
Springtime is always in hand. Yeah. Almost as if you were there, making a hole under me again. Hold on, 'cause I couldn't make her a thing that you say.
I brought beer. And
What does this mean?
This means
Boxer.
'Cause I couldn't
Rojas was on call, but I'll be reassigning the case to you.
Lindsay, it's bad.
Kiss me not. He's back.
Please don't.